I was the president down here for 15 years. He was the best person in the world to be working down here. As you can see, they renamed the garage up here, Castle's Garage, and Philly Fanatic down here doing all this. He was really fun with that. I think we have some great pictures of that with June. And Chris, I believe, was in the pictures as well. Just a remarkable person that always did so much down here. Whenever you needed something done, he would do it. But one of my best stories about Ed was we were playing a District 22 game right here, because this is one of the best fields anywhere in Pennsylvania. And we were hosting this big game, and all of a sudden a tree fell from center field or from outside into center field. And I was like, I went back there, I looked at it, and I said, oh my God, somebody sabotaged the field. And Ed said, oh, I forgot. I started working on that. So he went through it, he was cutting it. So he was doing 100 million things, forgot all about this tree comes through, and Harry's seen this a lot too, with trees coming through, and he would say, we're not gonna be able to have our opening day or whatever, because a tree would come through, Ed would lead the way to get this thing out of here, and you would never know that the damage was done. So just a wonderful person. I'm glad that I got to meet him and work with him. Sorry, I get a little choked up here, but so again, a wonderful person. We all miss him. He did a great job for us and throughout the community. So thanks to Ed and June and Chris.
Yeah, there's a lot of memories from being down here with him. I can't remember a time from, I would say, the age 8 to 16, not spending almost the entire summer down here. And no matter what, he was down here trying to make the fields better. If he had to go to police, before he'd come down in this police uniform, after he'd be right back just to make sure all the fields are locked up, everything's done. He took a lot of pride in taking care of all this stuff. It's the one thing me and him definitely had in common that we stuck together with was baseball. Even though we butted heads on a lot of stuff, the one thing that we definitely had in common was the fields down here. And there's too many memories to even start to begin thinking about, but I definitely spent I don't know how many summers just down here with him, wait till he was ready to go home, and definitely something I'll never forget, and value a lot that I didn't at the time, but it definitely sticks with me and means a lot with all you guys here to commemorate him, and everyone here definitely meant a lot to all you guys, and you meant a lot to him as well. You know, all you guys with police and everything, from Ed and Steve, all you guys definitely meant a lot to him, and through everything from police and putting up with all his BS. Everybody putting up with all his BS. That's definitely a lot of what made me as tough as I am. Yeah, it's a lot of memories down here. A lot of very good memories.
And he could fix anything. He was like MacGyver.
Yeah, no matter what.
Something broke, he could fix it.
Like you said, the tree out there, he'd grab right, get on the bucket, pick it up in the John Deere.
I was a former director of the Auxiliary Police and spent many years with Ed, many rainy nights on duty. There was nobody who knew to handle traffic like Ed. He could lay out any street and do a job. He was a great guy, and we've had a lot of great memories of him. It's just unbelievable all the work that he would do. He could just set up anything you tell him to do. And I can just say, may his soul rest in peace, and I loved him.
Amen.
Amen.
God, talk about it. Ed, what? My first impression of Ed, the first time I met Ed, was when we started T-ball with throwdown bases
Over at the
behind Roland Community Center. That was all they would give us. One bat, couple balls, and throwdown bases, and the kids would be rolling all over the grass, and Joe Palakowski would be trying to corral them, and it was just a free-for-all, but that's where we met Ed. Ed became a big part of my family. He did so much for my kids and me, and everything I did down here between my kids was for Ed. Ed would call me up and say, I'm running late, can you go open the kitchen? Can you go do this? Can you go do that? Can you lock the gates? And we would just stay here until everything was done so Ed could come in and say, it's all done, Ed, you can rest. Go have a cold drink and sit. But Matt used to,
or cold beer.
he didn't drink beer much, but he did drink a lot of sodas.
Sodas and coffee.
Standing over the grill flipping burgers with the ashes falling off the cigarette. I know Ron loved that part of it. But he put his heart and soul into this place, this community. Between soccer, hockey, no matter where you went, there was Ed. And I think we're all better people for having known Ed and everything he's done for us and for our children and for the whole thing. Matt used to, as soon as he hear Ed's truck coming down the street after school, Mom, I'm going to go help Castle. He taught my kids how to drive tractors. He taught my kids how to do everything that had any meaning to it. And he was a great person, and we're all, we've lost somebody really, really wonderful. But he was always there, and you could count on him. He put a fire out in my oven one time with a bottle of Pepsi. There was a fire, and he's like, give me a bottle of Pepsi, and he shook it up and shut it in there. The flames went all over the place. But he put the fire out. He was a character, but that man knew everything there was to know about anything. Could fix a field, could piss Harry and Ron off in the blink of an eye. And then he'd ride through the neighborhood every night, making sure everybody's house was locked up. Harry's grass was rolled up for the night.
2 beeps of the horn, the blue truck.
Yep, and you knew.
That diesel engine just nom 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 nom.
Yep,
You knew
and
that
everybody knew
Yep.
that Ed went by and checked on all of us. Rode around the neighborhood.
Too, over here. As soon as the truck would come in.
Some found out a little bit too late.
But
Oh no!
oh no,
Ball!
there's no balls. What do you say? Yeah. Good job, Carl. Say play ball. You have to say play ball.
They followed me.
Throw it.
I did it.
Thank you. You did it.
I'm gonna try.
Okay, come over here.
Would anybody else like to say anything?
Ed Castle was a good man. I met him when I first started as an auxiliary police officer. I was with him on my first detail. I think we were on Old York Road in front of one of the synagogues. And he just impressed me with what he knew about policing, about personal safety, making sure that we were safe. As I got to know him, every time we were at a detail, kids would come up and say, "Hi Ed, hi Ed." How did he know all these kids? And he always, had something to say to each one of them. And then it was then that I found out that he was involved with Little League. And I thought, how does this guy do this? I mean, if he was missing from a detail, something had to be wrong. Because, he was always there. And even if he wasn't signed up for it, if you weren't signed up for a detail, like I remember Sundays in the park where we shut down the parkway, he'd show up just to make sure that we were okay and we were, following procedures. The guy was an asset to the community, a tremendous asset, just with his work and the care and the love that he showed everyone. Ed Castle's a good man, and he'll always be with us. He'll always be a part of this township, because of the work that he did. The fact that we are here together, is a testament to the kind of person that Ed is. I will miss him, but he will still always be a part of me.
Pardon me for putting my words on paper, but I didn't want to miss anything, as well as a poem I have here that is appropriate for Ed. It's 3 years later, and I think we all have a heavy heart, and it's the same that I speak here today. And with each day that passes, things do get better, with the passing of someone important in your life, as each day we do get stronger and stronger by the day. However, we have to remember, even with a heavy heart, as time passes, the good memories are going to remain with us for life. As with Ed's life celebration almost 3 years ago, it's a great honor to speak in remembrance to our colleague and friend, Ed Castle. As June did a tremendous job caring for Ed, especially during the time he was ill. She has done very well taking care of herself during the last 3 years. June, thumbs up.
Yeah.
Ed would be very proud, and he is very proud. Ed has been deeply missed by most as a friend, and having served 26 years with the police department. Regardless of the challenges he may have had along the way, everyone who ever had the privilege of working with him always found him a special person to work with, and we heard about that today from numerous people. So Ed should be remembered not for his passing, but how he lived. And that's the words that I mentioned 3 years ago. Ed worked mentoring youth, and some of you will remember him, as was mentioned, working with the Cheltenham Little League for many, many years, which is why we're here today. It was felt most appropriate that the field he helped build for the enjoyment of youth be a final resting place for him, so he continued to watch over the children. Let us all remember the best legacy that Ed left is the people whose lives he has positively affected and influenced, and some of us are here today. In the end, life is all about the people you meet, the relationships you build and sustain, and the positive change you make within the community. Ed was a true example of this, and I want to finish with the poem that I had mentioned when I started. It's called I Am Free. Don't grieve for me, for now I'm free. I'm following the path God has laid, you see. I took his hand when I heard him call. I turned back and left it all. I could not stay another day, to laugh, to love, to work, to play. Tasks left undone must stay that way. I found that peace at close of day. And my parting has left a void, then fill it with remembered joy. A friendship shared, a laugh, a kiss. Oh yes, these things I too will miss. Be not burdened with times of sorrow. I wish you the sunshine of tomorrow. My life's been full, I savored much. Good friends, good times, a loved one's touch. Perhaps my time seemed all too brief. Don't lengthen it now with undue grief.
Oh!
June, do you want to come over here? You want to sprinkle them, or would you like me to do it? Ed's going to be watching over everyone from now forward, and he's going to watch the kids as he always has done. You guys want to just move a little bit over. Ed, keep an eye on the kids. want to thank everybody for coming out today. For those that don't know me, I'm Steve Labov, the retired director of Auxiliary Police. And I worked with Ed. He worked under me for 26 years. The director before me was Ed Schwarner, who spoke earlier. And we were very glad to have Ed. He was an asset, a true asset to everybody he worked with. So thank you for coming today.